Thanks, Faith, and a very good evening to you wherever and however you're listening to Talk Sport, as game day completes with another exclusive Premier League commentary and an opportunity for Wolverhampton Wanderers to steal the march on those directly beneath them in the bottom three, with Ipswich's narrow defeat at Crystal Palace this afternoon and Southampton losing at Liverpool. That's two of the bottom three who failed to pick up points. Leicester have a tricky trip to Chelsea tomorrow. So if Wolves get the job done here tonight, they will go 8 points clear of the relegation zone in fourth bottom and make it all the harder, even though they've got Ipswich and Southampton to come in fixtures over the next few weeks. But their form here at home is not great. They've lost 15 of their last 22 home games in the last year, winning only 6. And Everton come here, as Faye rightly said, on a 7-match unbeaten run. David Moyes having rejuvenated what was an injury-ravaged squad, and still some players unavailable to Moyes in his second spell as manager. But the results have taken Everton well clear of any lingering worries about a drop down to the Championship, with Bramley-Moore Dock looming on the horizon and only 5 more games to play at Goodison Park before the end of the season. The team news, well, I was at the Vitality Stadium where Vitor Pereira's Wolves went out of the FA Cup on penalties to Bournemouth. Mateus Cunha sent off for a stupid slap on Milos Kerkez. He may well serve more than the 3 games that have been initially handed down for that offence, and Wolves could ill do without him. They just don't win when he's not in the side. So with him absent, he's one of 5 changes that Pereira has made. Sarr comes back in goal. Doherty and Agbadou, returning from injury, come back in the defensive unit. Andre and Munetsi coming into midfield, well, not only Cunha but also Sarabia, who drops to the bench. As for Everton, after their point at Brentford last time out, that kept that unbeaten run in the Premier League at 7, their only change is to see Abdoulaye Doucouré recalled. He couldn't participate in the game against Brentford. He was attending the birth of his son, so he comes back in, and Carlos Alcaraz drops to the bench. So the lineup's in full. Jose Sarr in goal for the hosts, Matt Doherty, Emmanuel Agbadou and Totti Gomez as the defensive 3. 4 in front of that: Nelson Semedo, Jean-Luc Nabeagard, Joao Gomez and Rayat Ait-Nouri. And then up front, Marshall Munetsi and Andre supporting Jurgen Strand-Larsen. For Everton, 4-2-3-1 for them. Jordan Pickford in goal, Jake O'Brien, James Tarkowski, Jared Branthwaite and Vitaly Mikalenko in the back 4. Idrissa Gueye and James Garner holding. Jesper Lindstrom, Abdoulaye Doucouré and Jack Harrison playing in behind Beto. Stuart Atwell is our referee this evening, and Everton have got about 25 players lined up on the halfway line, ready to attack into the Wolves half. We're sat at the bottom of the top 2 of the Billy Wright stand with our perfectly appointed commentary position here at Molineux, and Everton in the blue and white get us underway, and they're kicking from left to right as we look towards the South Bank stand to our immediate right hand side. Wolves in the old gold and black heading for the North Bank in the first half away to our left. The Steve Bull stand opposite us is where the Everton fans are congregated all across the bottom tier, the full length of the pitch. Wolves get an early throw just down beneath our commentary position, and it will be Ryan Ait-Nouri who send it back into play. By this time, last time out in the league here against Fulham, Wolves were already 1-0 down. They conceded early at the start of both halves against the Cottagers. We're just heading towards a minute, and Agbadou back in the side, drawing from Reims in France in the January window. Picked up an injury against Liverpool, been out for a few weeks, but he's back. Slides the ball down the right hand side, trying to get Munetsi away, but that's well dealt with by Everton at the back. And Beto pressurising Agbadou, and toe pokes the ball past him, but the whistle had long since gone for a foul by Beto on the returning centre half. So Wolves get a free kick on their 18-yard line, and we say hello to Dean Ashton.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Everton rejuvenated under David Moyes. A lot less pressure on them this evening. Wolves being at home and still only 5 points away from the bottom 3. But with David Moyes in charge, Everton are a much more exciting team. 50% of their Premier League goals have come under David Moyes in those recent games.
Yeah.
So they're not a team that will just completely sit back. They'll try and test Wolves this evening.
Only 10 goals on their travel so far this season. It's the joint fewest before the start of the day, along with Southampton, but that's not really on David Moyes in isolation. Plenty of away fixtures that Everton had before his return in January. And 7 unbeaten in the Premier League. He's always welcome, no matter what part of the table you're in. Now Beto giving chase and has got him behind Totti Gomez down the right hand side. Totti goes to ground, and has he won a corner? Has he won a goal kick? He has. It's good defending in the end. I thought he'd lost his footing and allowed Beto to get goal side of him, but Totti, who was probably Wolves player of the match at Bournemouth in that cup defeat, got back to his feet, protected it, goal kick Wolves 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, he took a slight risk, didn't he? Sliding early in front of Beto, but it fell kindly against the Everton striker, who already can just tell that confidence, striding in behind. They're looking for him early, the Everton defenders.
Beargard has fouled the Everton midfielder Garner just by the centre circle. Garner stayed down, just holding his left shin or his left ankle, can't quite see. Doesn't want to pick up an injury, just seems we did a feature on him coming back from injury in the last 20 minutes before the kick-off of this final Premier League match of this Saturday. As part of game day, what a day we've brought you. Manchester City losing at Nottingham Forest to Callum Hudson-Odoi's late goal. And also Adrian taking you around the grounds with Southampton daring to take the lead at Anfield before normal service was swiftly resumed in the second half. Liverpool way clear, 16 points the gap at the top. Wolves want an 8-point gap to the bottom three, but they've got some defending to do here. Garner clips the free kick into the box and it's headed behind for a corner kick, but a foul's been given for a push on Munetsi, who was back defending, and he's holding the small of his back. I think he fell awkwardly and getting a nudge in the back as he flicked the ball away.
I think it was just a collision with James Tarkowski, who couldn't really get out of the way. He was up there challenging, and as he's fallen, Munetsi was just there, and they've clashed hips between the pair, and Munetsi has come off worst.
He's another player that's arrived from Reims, as Marshall Munetsi. He's had to do a bit of a job as a false nine in recent weeks for Wolves, in the absence of the likes of Larsson. Hwang is back on the bench tonight for Wolves amongst the substitutes, so Munetsi's had to do a bit of a fish out of water job for him. Played the full 90 up front in 2 of his last 5 appearances. Wolves in possession, 4 minutes gone on TalkSport, 0-0. And the ball's out of play, and Joao Gomez hits it against Garner. Beargard is playing as one of the 2 link men in behind Larsson, Munetsi and Beargard then, so Andre and Joao Gomez are holding in the centre of the pitch for Wolverhampton Wanderers. And the throw is taken by Nelson Semedo, looking for Larsson on the right hand side. Everton win it back on halfway, bounces just inside the Wolves half. Beto trying to toe poke it through for the run of Doucouré, but Wolves win it back. Ait Nouri slides it down this near touchline, and Beargard can have a run. He's got space to gallop into here for Wolves. Down the left-hand side, gets level with the 18-yard line, puts a right-footed ball beyond the far post, and Semedo can't catch up with it. Goes out of play on the full for an Everton goal kick away to our left. 0-0.
Yeah, but it was a bright run that he made to start with, to give Ait Nouri an option on the left-hand side. He then cut back in onto that right foot, was looking for Semedo at the back post. Well overhit though. Opportunity missed really, with no pressure on the cross.
Wolves got walloped at Goodison Park in early December, 4-0 that day. 2 own goals from the luckless Craig Dawson that afternoon. Gary O'Neill was dismissed a couple of games on from that. Given away by Wolves in the centre of their own half. Beto back heels into the back of Doucouré inside the D. He tried to drive, but it was blocked by Totti Gomez, and Wolves take it out to the right hand side, and Semedo just fires it downfield, asking Larsson to give chase, but Branthwaite comfortably got goal side and tucked it back to Jordan Pickford, 0-0.
Yeah, but it was a good block, wasn't it, from Totti Gomez? Just a little touch from Beto in towards Doucouré, who was there supporting his striker, looking to strike towards goal.
Andre now for Wolves, finds Beargard once more, just over the halfway line. Idrissa Gueye holding him up, got a chunk of his shirt. Referee says play on, as it's been sent out to Ait Nouri. Beargard's gone again down the left-hand side, and Idrissa Gueye slides in and puts the ball out of play for a Wolves throw, taken quickly using the multi-ball system by Ait Nouri. Totti tucks the ball in field to Andre. Now João Gomez in the centre of the Everton half. Totti once more, closer to this near touchline, not far from where David Moyes is standing, looking right at the edge of his technical area. Wolves have worked it from left to right. Semedo on the far touchline in front of the Everton fans. Has to track back towards halfway. He's being held up by Mikalenko, who's pushing more the way back into his own half. So Totti Gomez has it once more. Strides purposefully up to halfway. Finds Ait Nouri, left-hand side. Up against Jake O'Brien, goes inside him, but a ricochet took the ball away from Ait Nouri. Somewhat hurried clearance from Everton, and Wolves have it back again. Knocked back by João Gomez to Doherty. Now Agbadou plays a square ball along the halfway line to Totti. Short pass infield to Ait Nouri. Neat 1 and 2 touch football from Wolves here, 0-0.
Yeah, no, they're a side that can keep good possession, good technical players. Andre and João Gomez in particular in midfield that can combine. I really like Ait Nouri, a player that can't be contained at times in terms of the way he plays and goes into positions that maybe not every left wing back would want to go. That's sloppy though from Agbadou.
It was, and it allowed Mikalenko, rather Lindstrom, to get away briefly on this right hand side, but Totti slid in and put it out for a throw. Gets his fair share of goals as well, Ait Nouri, for a left wing back. 3 and plenty of assists.
Yeah,
the Algerian.
Yeah, that's the thing. He'll suddenly pop up in the centre forward position, and
he's won a game at Goodison Park before now. Yes. I seem to remember a few years ago in the 90th minute. Cross comes in from the Everton left, but it's repelled quite comfortably by Wolves at the edge of their own penalty area. Andre gets a huge shot of man on from about 20-odd thousand Wolves fans, rides the challenge of Doucouré, and now João Gomez sends the ball out to the right-hand side, and Semedo might have showed a bit too much of that to Mikalenko, but still managed to weave his way in field, lays it off to Andre, rolls his foot on the ball, and plays it backwards to square to Matt Doherty. Not much movement ahead of him. Andre has it once more. Everton holding a relatively high line. They now drop into the edge of their own 18-yard box as Semedo jigs down the right-hand side, gets to the byline, wants a corner, doesn't get it. The assistant Nathalie Aspinall on that far side gives it as a goal kick to Everton, to be taken by the birthday boy from yesterday, Jordan Pickford, 31 years young now.
And of course, look, David Moyes isn't going to go away from what was the big strength of this Everton team, which was their defensive structure. O'Brien permanently now added, it feels, to that back line.
Seamus Coleman is back fit now. He's had, of course, you know, he's not the spring chicken he once was, Seamus Coleman, so takes longer to recover, but options at least for David Moyes starting to return, although still no Dwight McNeil, who I think most Everton fans would say was one of their bright spots of what's been another erratic season in the Premier League. But unbeaten in 7 coming into this one, which is 0-0 at the moment with 10 minutes gone on TalkSport. Here is Jake O'Brien, fires the ball over the halfway line, but Agbadou smartly got onto the loose ball well in front of Beto and guided it back to Jose Sarr. Clearance downfield was half won back by Everton. They've got it back again. Doucouré slides it infield to Lindstrom, 30 yards out, went for a drive, it deflects out to the left hand side of the box. Mikalenko right in front of goal. Doucouré trying to turn and shoot, and it's blocked on its way to goal and put behind for a corner kick. It was Emmanuel Agbadou in front of his goalkeeper who got the block in. Corner Everton, 0-0.
Well, it got fortunate to start with Lindstrom's shot being deflected into Mikalenko, who struck it across the box, and Doucouré does so well to start with. Takes a brilliant first touch, flicks it, and then swivels on it away from Semedo, and it was a really good block in front of the goalkeeper.
So it's a corner where the Steve Bull stand meets the South Bank. A right-footed in-swinger to come for Everton from James Garner, but before he can take it, we've got this thing that happens quite a lot now, where the referee decides, I want a word with one or two in the 6-yard box before this corner is taken, and he's gone to Jose Sarr, and it would appear to Jake O'Brien, and also Jarrod Branthwaite. Lots of nudging and pushing and shoving. Well, they've had their warning. Here comes the corner from Garner. Into the near post. Branthwaite flicks it on, and it's blocked behind for another corner. There was a Wolves player at the near post. That may well have been goal-bound, but that flick header from Jarrod Branthwaite, 0-0.
Well, he basically just got a quiff on it because he doesn't get the header right. It's there for him. He's up. He's right there at the near post. He's just got to guide it in towards goal and just misses it. Just a flick of the quiff, and that was all.
Short corner from Everton from this right-hand side. Harrison gets it back, floats it into the near post, and it almost got touched in by Beto, who got in front of Jose Sarr, couldn't get the touch. He did mask the view of Jose Sarr, but he still managed to cling onto it, the Wolves keeper, and it stays goalless with 12 minutes gone on TalkSport.
Well, again, I think he's missed this as well, Beto. Again, a brilliant ball in, arcing in towards the 6-yard line. Probably would have been offside, Beto, but still he didn't know that, as he just missed the attempt to stud it in underneath Jose Sarr.
There's 3 good chances in next to no time for Everton, but it stays 0-0. Wolves firing the ball downfield looking for Larson, but it's ricocheted back into the path of Beto. Good travelling back from João Gomez to dispossess Beto just inside the Wolves half, and the hosts come away with it with Doherty. Semedo tucks it in field for João Gomez. Now back for Andre. Vitor Pereira telling his players to get forward, urging them to get into the Everton half. It's with Aït-Nouri, level with the 18-yard line. Swings a lovely cross in, but headed clear quite comfortably by Tarkowski. And the ball won't quite find its way to Abdoulaye Doucouré, and Wolves get another throw. You're listening to Wolves 0, Everton 0 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget, you can stream the biggest Premier League games available with no contract on now, like Tottenham versus Bournemouth and Manchester United versus Arsenal, live tomorrow. Search Now Sports for all of that. Ian Danter and Dean Ashton with you here at Molineux. Wolves in possession midway point of the Everton half. It's with Andre, closer to the centre circle now. João Gomez flicks it to his right for Matt Doherty. Second spell at Wolverhampton Wanderers for Doherty. Runs into traffic. Branthwaite got an important foot in, but first to the loose ball is João Gomez. It's shovelled out to this near side. The Wolves left once more and Aït-Nouri, but that's a poor ball in field. Jake O'Brien's got plenty of time to size up his options, and he will now play a right-footed ball downfield looking for Beto, who's in a race with Agbadou, but Agbadou did really well, let the ball run across his body and then just turned away from the Everton striker, and the ball's back with Jose Sarr, 0-0.
Yeah, super defending. He's going to need to be on red alert every single time Everton have the ball at the back, because at any moment they'll just play it in behind, and Beto is waiting for that, so he needs to be in the starting blocks.
Or now Doucouré, has he got in behind Totti Gomez here? That's good defending again from the left-sided centre-half Totti Gomez. Looked for just a moment that Doucouré was getting away from him in the inside right channel. Andre plays a crossfield ball, putting Semedo under pressure, with Mikalenko closing him down. Semedo level with the edge of his own penalty area. Doherty now fires it downfield. Nice cushion header infield from Branthwaite, but that's well won back by João Gomez. And here come Wolves on the counter with Aït-Nouri in the centre of the Everton half. Right to the challenge of Garner, up to the edge of the D. Aït-Nouri deflected shot, corner kick to Wolves away to our left-hand side, 0-0.
Oh, well, the first bit was brilliant from Aït-Nouri as they counter-attacked against Everton. João Gomez too strong for Idrissa Gueye, playing it to Aït-Nouri. Lovely bit of footwork away from Garner. And then, because he's desperate to get on his left foot, it just takes him too straight towards goal. It's a good block, but actually there was a ball there down the side for João Gomez that he should have taken, really.
Well, he's going to take the corner, Ryan Aït-Nouri, over on that far side where the North Bank meets the Steve Bull. Hands on hips, packed 6-yard box once again. Most Wolves players are beyond the far post. As in comes the kick from Aït-Nouri to the far post. Up goes Menezzi, blocked on the line. I think Pickford or Branthwaite, one of the two, got the important touch, but Menezzi got up with a header very strongly at the far post, but Everton keep it out, 0-0.
Well, he caught the flight of the ball so early, and he's up before any Everton player, so he can ride on top of the Everton defender's shoulders and just head it downwards, and it's going in at the near post. If it wasn't for Pickford or Branthwaite, they were both right together with each other there.
Gomez, Totti Gomez that is, finds Beargard, infield for Andre for Wolves, goes for goal from 30 yards. It was always rising and always going wide for Pickford's left-hand post, and Everton get a goal kick. But that's better from the hosts, 0-0.
Much better intensity and quality. It's just a shame there that Andre's shot was up and over the crossbar, although the fan on that far side with a brilliant header before going down the concourse just celebrated to himself.
Sign him up. Well, Forest beat Manchester City live on TalkSport at lunchtime. Callum Hudson-Odoi with the winner. Liverpool came from behind to see off Southampton earlier today, opening up that 16-point gap at the top. Ipswich lost at Palace. Manna from heaven, that for Wolves fans as they were heading to the stadium hearing that news from Selhurst Park. Late drama at the Amex as Joao Pedro's stoppage time penalty netted Brighton a 2-1 win live on TalkSport 2 against Fulham. And elsewhere in the Championship today, 3 of the top 4 played and all won. So Leeds, who play at Portsmouth tomorrow lunchtime on TalkSport 2, are only top on goal difference from Sheffield United. Beto down the left-hand side of the Wolves box for Everton. Can't get his way past Agbadou, who's looked very neat and tidy coming back into the Wolves side tonight. It's the first chance I've had to watch Agbadou live. Semedo found by a good pass out to the right-hand side, attacking, but he's being held up by Branthwaite. Slides the ball infield to Joao Gomez, gives it back to Semedo. Now Ait Nouri just in front of the centre circle, looks for Beargard on this left-hand side as Wolves are showing a bit more intent here at Molineux. With 18 minutes gone, cross from Beargard to the far post, and Mikalenko smartly ducks underneath the ball, knowing that no Wolves player could get on the end of that, and it's gone out on the full for another Everton goal kick. 0-0 on TalkSport.
Well, when they do get wide, Wolves, and they have done a couple of times now, and looking to cross, I mean, it's going to have to be perfect, because O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mikalenko, just so much height and aggression in the way they go and challenge for those aerial duels.
The cameras inside the stadium trained on Matthias Cunha, watching on from the stands, set to face possibly more than the 3 games that have been stipulated and handed down to him for that sending off. He's a wanted man as well, Matthias Cunha. Lots of clubs showing interest in him. In fact, I did see a great post on X last night. If Manchester United make the signings they want, they could start next season with Cunha, Mateta, and then they'd have no worries for the rest of their days. Well, it made me laugh. Ball's back with Jose Sarr, 0-0 as we approach in the 20-minute mark. Garner heads the ball down looking for Beto. Agbadou there again, just stepped in front of his man. Good awareness of what was going on, and Wolves come forward again down this left-hand side as they attack the North Bank with Ait Nouri, but he's just turned away and clipped it back into his own half for Totti Gomez under pressure from both Idrissa Gueye and from Doucouré.
I mean, what surprised me is actually they are getting a little bit of joy out wide, Wolves, because Everton really should be their strength when they've got, you know, a full-back and a wide player up against one wing-back. But they're so narrow, Everton, they're allowing that space out wide for Ait Nouri and Semedo. If they want to switch it, Wolves, they can do.
Larson finds Beargard, tucks it out to Ait Nouri left-hand side, midway point of the Wolves half. He's handled the ball. He thought he was clipped, so as he went to ground, he grasped for the ball desperately. He was running away from him, and the referee just let him grab it, Stuart Atwell, and then blew his whistle, said, "You're a naughty boy." Everton free kick, 0-0.
Well, he thinks he was fouled, but he actually trod on Lindstrom's boot, and then obviously slipped over.
Agbadou tucks it back to Jose Sarr. Still a few players to come back for Wolves. Gonzalez, Chiwomi, Kaladzic, Mosquera still out. Everton still waiting for Calvert-Lewin to get fit again. Brozier's back on the grass, I believe, training. Iliman and Jai, Mangala. So both managers have got plenty of their allegedly first choice players unavailable for selection. Free kick to Everton inside their own half. We're approaching the midway point of the first half on Game Day exclusive on Talk Sport. Sunday session back tomorrow with Adrian. He's sitting in for Sam Matterface. 1:30 that programme starts. There's 3 Premier League games tomorrow: Chelsea, Leicester, Spurs, Bournemouth and Manchester United, Arsenal. There's also Pompey Leeds. That's live on TalkSport 2 from noon. There's Women's FA Cup quarter-finals and a Scottish Cup quarter-final as well being covered tomorrow afternoon, and Adrian and the team will make sure you miss nothing. Everton coming down the right-hand side, floating the ball into Jake O'Brien. He's got behind Ait-Nouri, pulls it across the face of goal, and Agbadou's there again in front of his goalkeeper to whack it out of play for an Everton throw on this near side. 0-0.
Yeah, it was a decent ball from Tarkowski over the top of Ait-Nouri. And again, that's where Everton should really be getting the joy, when they can outnumber Ait-Nouri. O'Brien with a decent ball in, but Harrison and Beto both making the same run, both to the back post when they needed to split.
O'Brien takes the throw, gets it back about 15 yards from the corner flag on this near side, the Everton right. Ball's back with Branthwaite as it's sent back to the centre circle. Feeds it to his left forward, Vitaly Mikolenko. Mikolenko, early ball into the box. It's volleyed clear by Totti Gomez this time. Beagard just holds off Idrissa Gueye and darts down the left-hand side for Wolves. Larson keeping up with him. So too is Manetzi, but he ran into a bit of traffic there, did Jean-Rittner Beagard, and Everton have it back. O'Brien plays a ball infield, but Manetzi wins it back, and then he's dispossessed by Garner illegally. So, says Stuart Atwell. And David Moyes straight out of his technical area to bemoan that decision. 0-0.
Yeah, I agree with him. I thought Garner did well there, just wrapped his foot around and read what Manetzi was trying to do, won the ball. To be fair to Stuart Atwell, he was touching distance away from it.
That's the voice of Dean Ashton, former Norwich, West Ham and England striker, alongside me Ian Tanter here at Molineux, where it's goalless. Midway point of the first half on TalkSport, Game Day exclusive. Everton trying to win the possession on halfway, but Doucouré comfortably outmuscled by Andre. And Totti Gomez will tuck it back for Agbadou.
I mean, absolutely no urgency from Everton is there in this game to look to put pressure on a team that's, down near the bottom and under pressure. They're just allowing Wolves to have easy possession.
Well, there's a bit of a press now as the ball sent back to Jose Sarr. Wolves trying to play around it. Totti finds Agbadou, who clips it out to this near touchline, and under pressure from Doucouré, Ait-Nouri just hits it against the Everton midfielder and wins a throw. But you're right, those presses are few and far between from the Toffees.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, they're allowing Wolves to just have easy possession, and it's really down to Wolves to create the intensity themselves here.
Well, the crowd's behind them. They want that 8-point gap by the end of the night between them and the bottom 3. But they do have games against Ipswich and Southampton. Southampton are next up away from home at St Mary's, and they go to Portman Road in the next few weeks, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Free kick awarded to Everton down the left-hand side. Harrison was caught, and so they'll have a chance to send the ball in from the left-hand side. It's only about 20 yards inside Wolves territory. They've elected to go back into their own half and start from inside their own half of the field with Jared Branthwaite. Will he be in Thomas Tuchel's 55-man squad list? This rate, you might be in his 55-man squad list. That's a lot of names.
It is, isn't it? Branthwaite's got to be in there. Outstanding centre-back.
Pickford, of course, will be. Has the ball back at his feet now. Slides it out to Branthwaite. Infield to Garner, centre of his own half. Looks up and tries to release either Beto or Garner, or Harrison rather, down the left-hand side, but that's come to be dealt with and whacked downfield by Jose Sarr. Volleyed back downfield by Branthwaite. Hooked up to halfway, and Wolves just win possession once more. Andre on the halfway line, caught by Doucouré. Free kick to Wolves, and he takes it quickly. They are trying to keep the tempo on the speedy side, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Semedo giving chase down the right-hand side of the box. Has he won the ball off Pickford? Well, Pickford got there just in the nick of time to the left of his 6-yard box as Semedo threatened to wriggle clear of Branthwaite, but the ball's back with the Everton keeper.
Well, Semedo did brilliantly in the end to actually poke his foot just round before it went out of play and at least put some pressure on it.
I reckon next season this would be a corner by now, because Pickford's held on to the ball for more than 8 seconds. You a fan of that idea?
I mean, that'll last all of about a month.
Wolves 0, Everton 0. 26 minutes gone on Talk Sport. Saturday night exclusive commentaries for you. Fight night at 10 with Adam Catchell and Gareth A. Davis. Everton lose possession, trying to thread it up to Beto at the edge of the area, but Wolves get it back. Up to halfway, flicked on by Larson. Munetsi giving chase, but it's worked back to Jordan Pickford. It's currently Wolves 0, Everton 0. And for the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get a Wolves win priced at 2-1, an Everton win is at 7-4, the draw 6-4. That's all thanks to Betfair, who are paying out winning bets at 90 minutes with the 90-minute guarantee. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18+, gambleaware.org.
Well, the amount of little fouls in this game so far has just disrupted any flow at all, really, to the game. And you know, you're expecting Wolves to bring the energy and intensity. That is difficult when you're struggling really for confidence. Your main man's not in the team.
Ball's back with Pickford under pressure from Larson, but managed to get the ball up to Beto. Controls it well on his thigh on the halfway line. Has to work it back to just a game. Wolves fans a bit agitated. I don't know whether Larson was there in the eye of the storm with the Wolves fans there. Did he work hard enough to try and win the ball? Now he's trying to slide it down the left-hand side of the box for Nouri, but O'Brien is there first for Everton. Clips it in the air, downfield down the right-hand channel for Everton, but Andre wins it back for Wolves and just sensibly works it back into his own half, because he's in a very tight area of the pitch where he picked it up, 0-0.
I think the frustrations lie with knowing that Everton are just kind of sitting there and not putting much pressure on, so why wouldn't Wolves go and press a bit higher? And when they then sit off the two centre-backs and let them have it, I think this Wolverhampton Wanderers crowd is getting a little bit frustrated with that.
Ball down the right-hand side from Doherty, floated up to Jurgen Strand Larsen. Can't win the header, and that's one of his strong points, his heading ability, but it's not being used much by Wolves. And Everton coming forward, and Harrison hits across from the left-hand side, but it's a good 2 or 3 yards ahead of Beto and of Lindstrom. I already mentioned Jesper Lindstrom's name much in this opening half an hour. He's had very little of the ball on this Everton right-hand side. It's goalless.
I mean, they've had very little of the ball as a team, Everton, so far, and Harrison's another one. That's kind of the first real action that he's had, getting down the left, just over-hitting the cross for Beto. He's struggled. Him and Lindstrom have both struggled, really, in terms of goal involvements, both waiting for their first in the Premier League.
Harrison on loan from Leeds United, who are in action tomorrow. Get with TalkSport 2 at noon, your home of the EFL. Portsmouth against Leeds. Leeds are now joint top of the Championship. Sheffield United beat Preston today. Leeds with a chance to go back clear. Here's Munetsi for Wolves, 30 yards out. Tries a shy at goal, but it smacks into the right leg of Jarrad Branthwaite and ricochets away to halfway.
Got to do a little bit more there. Marshall Munetsi. Branthwaite just stepping and narrowing the angle. You've got to manipulate the ball. There's got to be something there, whether it's a trick, a step over, something to shift the defender away from the target.
Well, the longer this goes on, the easier it becomes for Wolves fans to say, well, look at this, we haven't got Matheus Cunha in the side and we can't create. But they have had a chance. Munetsi with a strong header from a corner kick that was well kept out by Jordan Pickford. That's Wolves' best chance of the game. Everton in possession inside their own half with Idrissa Gueye. Flicks it to his right for Jake O'Brien. Passes along the deck to Lindstrom on halfway, but he can't get past Andre. Nouri was caught late by O'Brien. Free kick. Don't think there's going to be any more than that, but I think O'Brien's going to be spoken to by Stuart Atwell. He's giving that signal, said, don't worry, not going to book you, son, I just want to word with you.
Yeah, he just goes in a little high and a little aggressive on Nouri, but rightly so, nothing more than just a chat.
So a free kick to Wolves just over the halfway line. wants the ball sent back, but she's just sitting there all lonely inside the Everton penalty area. And the ball's rolled back to Toti Gomez, who can decide what he wants to do with this. There's not much movement, and in fact Everton held a really high line there, didn't they, Dean Ashton? It was a good 25 yards from goal. Could have been half of them to play a ball over the top and getting behind them, because there was no movement.
But they can do that. They know Strand Larsen isn't going to outpace them. They'll win it back.
They won it back on halfway, and Doucouré tries to release Beto down the left-hand side, but once again the returning Agbadou shows his pace and guides the ball back to Jose Sarr, and Wolves work it down the left-hand side, and Ryan Ait-Nouri, who hits the ball against Jake O'Brien and wins a throw. 0-0 on TalkSport, and we've played 32 minutes at Molineux.
Yeah, Agbadou and Toti Gomez have been excellent so far. They can sense that threat that Beto has, but they've got the pace to outdo him. And as the game goes on, as long as their concentration is right, they shouldn't really be done from Beto's pace.
Lindstrom for Everton, middle of the Wolves half, looks up and spots Harrison in space at the edge of the area, gets it on his left, drive is in, deflection takes it past Jose Sarr, and Everton lead at Molineux, and the nerves will strike once again with the old gold and black. Jack Harrison picked it up, well spotted by Lindstrom, got it on his left, the deflection took it away from Jose Sarr, and it nestled in the bottom corner, and it's Wolves 0, Everton 1.
Well, I mean, when I said he hadn't had any involvements at all, you just knew then Jack Harrison was going to do something. It's a poor ball out from Agbadou. It's well read by Tarkowski. Heads it straight in towards Lindstrom, who, as he slips, it just fires across to Harrison. Takes a lovely first touch just to get it out of his feet, and then just strikes towards goal. It takes, I think, almost 3 deflections off Doherty, João Gomez. It hits 3 shins on its way past Jose Sarr right into the corner. But sometimes when you've had one of those seasons, you just need a little bit of luck, and Jack Harrison's got it.
Well, that's his 5th Everton goal and his first away from Goodison Park, and my, how he celebrated with the travelling contingent in the Steve Bull opposite us. So the deadlock broken 12 minutes from half time on TalkSport. Wolves 0, Everton 1, and this will just compound Wolves fans' theory that without Matheus Cunha in the starting lineup, Wolves struggle. And the stats are not good, Dean Ashton. When Wolves go behind, they've lost 9 out of their last 10 at home in which they've fallen behind. The other one was a draw. Well, the portents are not good.
No, they're not. And I think obviously, they're down there for a reason in terms of struggling at both ends of the pitch and with confidence also.
You're listening to Wolves 0, Everton 1 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. Ian Danter and Dean Ashton here in the West Midlands. Wolves behind, but coming forward, Bellegarde, edge of the D, goes for goal, right-footed, and it's only just wide of the post. And it's a goal kick in the end, and Bellegarde thumps the turf in frustration. Pickford was at full stretch, down to his left, protecting his near post, but it went wide, and it's a goal kick to Everton, who lead here at Wolves by a goal to 0.
Well, it's brilliant from João Gomez. Ball just came into him, and then just a lovely Cruyff turn to get away from 2 Everton players, slid it into Bellegarde, who's in that 10 roll, just swiveled with a bit of space to look towards goal, tried to curl it towards the far post, gets it wrong. He's really frustrated with himself, 3 or 4 foot wide of the post, but some better positioning from Bellegarde if he's going to play that role behind Strand Larsen.
Laid off on the halfway line by Lindstrom. And I mentioned he hadn't done much in the game, Lindstrom, but it was a bit of a spotter's badge for him to see Jack Harrison in space with that crossfield pass that led to the goal. He's now trying to close down Toti Gomez on halfway. It's the Everton fans you can hear opposite us in the lower tier of the Steve Bull stand, pulling further clear of any lingering thoughts of relegation trouble. So different to the mindset when David Moyes came back in, Dean Ashton. Here we are, 7.5 games later, and everything in the garden looks an awful lot rosier.
Absolutely, and also, you know, as the players down there will feel, now they've taken the lead, the confidence to go on and win the game.
Beauregard will work it out to Nelson Semedo on the Wolves' right, midway point of the half. Early cross into the area, went up to Strand Larsen, who couldn't get the header. It was kept away from him from Tarkowski, but Ait Nouri keeps possession for Wolves, has to drift back towards the halfway line. Totti Gomez knocks it in field for Andre. Andre will hit a ball into out, left to right. Lovely pass to find Semedo, taking it on the run and forcing Mikalenko to put it behind for a Wolves corner away to our left at the North Bank end. Wolves 0, Everton 1, 8 to half time.
Brilliantly drilled pass, wasn't it, from Andre out towards Semedo, who takes a magnificent first touch just to try and take it past Mikalenko. Again, his strength, the Ukrainian was excellent, just to get his body across and put it out for a corner,
which Ait Nouri will take where the North Bank meets the Steve Bull. Left-footed in-swinger to come from the Algerian. Again, lots of Wolves players beyond the far post, and a couple waiting on the edge of the area, João Gomez and Beauregard. In it comes, deep to the far post. Munetsi again tries to head it back across the face of goal, and then it deflected into the path of Andre, who was really tight to the touchline, trying to get a shot on target, but the odds were against him, and it just smacked into the side netting, and Everton have another goal kick. Wolves 0, Everton 1.
Well, that'll really frustrate David Moyes, the fact that Munetsi has got another free header at the back post, this time with no one near him, and just trying to head it back down and in towards the crowd. Ricochet to Andre, who was so tight to the touchline. Just thought he'll try and flash it towards Jordan Pickford, hoping it would take a deflection and go in, and just hit the side netting instead.
Pickford smacks it downfield, left-footed from the goal kick, looking for O'Brien to win the header. Gomez let the ball go over his head, knowing it'd be a Wolves throw. Busy day in the EFL today. I mentioned what was happening at the very top of the Championship. What a game we brought you on TalkSport 2 at lunchtime at the CBS Arena, where a brilliant Bobby Thomas finish at the end of the game saw Coventry edge out Stoke by 3-2 and stay in the top 6. Frank Lampard doing a terrific job there in his new role, taking on Coventry's old manager today, Mark Robbins, who just can't get Stoke going. Burnley in third kept Luton in the bottom 3 with a 3-0 win. Big win for Derby. Here comes Jean-Rick Beauregard into the area, makes his way through to Munetsi, who tucks it home, and Wolves are level with 6 minutes to the break. Beauregard driving through midfield, played it on the deck into the area, and Munetsi just gambled, coming in from the right hand side and just toe-ended it past the stranded Pickford, and it's all square at Molineux. Wolves 1, Everton 1.
No Cunha, no problem. It's a brilliant team goal. It's what the manager talked about before the game. As a team, they have to collectively put these moves together. Ait Nouri to Beauregard. Beauregard, what a pass. I mean, it was absolutely perfect. The weight of it, the direction of it in towards Munetsi, who just slides in. He's under pressure, but just guides it with the inside of his right foot. Mikalenko on his back, and just guided it past Jordan Pickford as it skids off the surface.
Well, Marshall Munetsi, what a time to get your first Molineux goal. Playing in these forward positions, and he has brought Wolverhampton Wanderers back on terms here on TalkSport with 5 minutes to the break, and suddenly Molineux sounds a much happier place. And they've won the ball back, and Munetsi again at the centre of that. And that forces Garner to put it out for a throw. So Everton weren't in front for long here, Dean Ashton.
No, and I mean, Wolves have been the better team. They have. They've looked more in control.
Well, Ait Nouri trying to get in behind Lindstrom down the left-hand side of the box. Keeps it in play at the dead ball line. Has to turn away from Lindstrom, who concedes a corner. And the Wolves definitely have their tails up here, 1-1.
Yeah, really good movement from Ait Nouri. Just a little show as if he's coming short, and then spun in behind Lindstrom. But again, maybe there's a little improvement, isn't there, under David Moyes? Lindstrom doing the work defensively to make sure he wasn't beaten on that near side.
So Joao Gomez with the corner, right-footed in-swinger at the North Bank end. Players making a run across the goalkeeper, including Totti Gomez. In it comes from Joao Gomez, really deep to the edge of the area. Beauregard went up for a header, cleared away by Everton. Semedo hooks it back down the left-hand side, but Joao Gomez knew he couldn't go for it because he would have been in offside position. And Pickford, in trying to clear it, shanks it straight out of play for a Wolves throw and got a huge way from the North Bank. 1-1. Ait Nouri for Wolves. Finds Joao Gomez on this near touchline, the left-hand side. Infield it goes to Andre. Picked up by Nelson Semedo. Got two Everton players round him and they've dispossessed him. But across comes Agbadou and a no-nonsense agricultural clearance to keep it away from Doucouré. Didn't look particularly pretty, but it was pretty effective.
I mean, him and Totti Gomez have been aggressive in the way that they've defended. I've enjoyed watching that part of their structure so far, Wolves.
Semedo plays the ball infield to Larsson. Little first-time flick pass out to the right wing. Manetzi trying to keep it in play. Actually, by flicking it up in the air, Manetzi forced Branthwaite to stick it out of play with his head for a Wolves throw. 10 yards from the dead ball line. And with a couple of minutes to half-time, you sense that Wolves are trying to get their noses in front before Stuart Atwell blows for the break.
And what a lift it's given them, isn't it?
Huge lift.
They played pretty well in the game, but that goal, all of a sudden, the energy, the speed of the pass is just up slightly.
Trying to slip Manetzi through again, this time down the right-hand side of the box, but Everton won it back. It's sent downfield, asking Beto to give chase, but it's well ahead of him. And the three Wolves centre-half partnership of Doherty, Agbadou and Totti Gomez all get a touch. It's with Totti now as he trots up towards the halfway line. Clips it in field to Joao Gomez. Back for Totti once more. Talk Sport, game day exclusive. Approaching half-time at Molineux. All square, Wolves 1, Everton 1. Harrison put Everton in front with a deflected shot, but Marshall Manetzi quickly got Wolves level. Doherty hitting the ball long downfield over the head of Jurgen Strand-Larsen, who'd shoved into the back of Tarkowski, and Everton get a free kick midway point of their own half. Dean Ashton's with us tonight.
Yeah, he's been slightly disappointing, hasn't he, Jurgen Strand-Larsen? I know he's playing up there on his own against two physical centre-backs, but he's offered very little yet in terms of getting that ball into his feet and getting other players involved in the game, or even really looking a threat in behind when Everton have played a high line at times.
It's going to be a minute minimum stoppage time once we get there. We're just going into the 45th minute on TalkSport. Pickford fires the ball into Jack Harrison's feet, but he can't control it. Just goes straight out play on the far side of the field for a Wolverhampton Wanderers throw. 1-1 if you're just tuning in to TalkSport on this Saturday evening. Wolves going to be 6 points clear of the bottom three with this point that they're gaining at the moment, but they would dearly love it to be 3 and end Everton's recent unbeaten run under David Moyes. Hit downfield by the visitors, looking for Doucouré, forcing Totti to head it out of play for a throw to Everton. So we're just about to move into that minute of minimum stoppage time. O'Brien with the throw. Board is held up by the fourth official, Tom Bramall. O'Brien looks infield for Garner, gives it back to O'Brien, who quickly lobs it back into his own half for Branthwaite. Brings the ball under control and feeds it out to Mikalenko, just shy of the halfway line. Gay takes it off his toe, works it back to Branthwaite. Wolves just pressing downfield, hurrying Tarkowski up. Elects to give the ball back to Pickford, and he just floats the ball up to halfway, but Doherty got the better of Beto there. Semedo steps in front of Harrison, and now he finds Joao Gomez. Good football from Wolves, trying to slide in Larsson down the right hand side of the area. Still has it, plays it across the face of goal, headed out by Tarkowski, and that'll go out for a throw right by the corner flag on the far side of the field. But Wolves won't have long in added time to try and make something of this.
Yeah, good movement from Strand-Larsen this time. And the ball broke loose to Joao Gomez, just spun in behind Branthwaite, who got a touch on it and took him wider than he wanted to, but then tried to get the cross in.
So a long throw from Doherty to send into the Everton box. In it comes. Flicked away at the near post by Mykolenko, and Stuart Atwell blows the half-time whistle. And applause from around Molineux. And a bit of contentment, I think, from the home support, who fell behind, as they've done so often here. It was Jack Harrison getting his first Everton goal away from Goodison Park that gave Everton the lead, found by Lindstrom's pass and a really good finish, but a couple of deflections took the shot away from Jose Sarr as the ball nestled in the bottom corner. But only a few minutes later, Marshall Monetzi, found by a lovely pass from Jean-Luc Beargard into the area, toe-ending the ball past Jordan Pickford, who got fingertips to it but couldn't keep it out. And so as it stands, Wolves will have a 6-point gap to those in the relegation zone. At the break at Molineux, it's Wolves 1, Everton 1. Wolves are already out, and they're about to make a change here, Dean Ashton, and their goal scorer, Marshall Monetzi, is unable to come out for the start of the second half. That can't be tactical, that must be an injury problem that Wolves goal scorer's got. So Pablo Sarabia is going to come on to replace him here at the start of the second half. What do you make of that change?
Oh, I mean, not ideal, is it, for Vitor Pereira? And also for Monetzi, you get your goal and then have to go off for whatever reason. Sarabia, not a bad replacement though, is he?
No, indeed. Sarabia is on then for the second half. 32 years of age now, just 13 Premier League appearances before. Hasn't scored since November against Southampton. Pablo Sarabia. He got a start in the FA Cup tie at Bournemouth last weekend. So the revised lineups: Wolves with Sarr in goal, Doherty, Agbadou and Totti, Semedo, Beargard, Gomez, Joao Gomez that is, and Aït-Nouri, Sarabia, Larson and Andre in attack. Everton, as you were at half-time: Pickford in goal, O'Brien, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Mykolenko, Gay and Garner, Lindstrom, Doucouré, Harrison and Beto. And Wolves in the old gold and black, heading for the South Bank to our right in this second half, which is filling back up again. Lots of people headed off to the concourses for a pint. Everton kicking from right to left then as we look, defending that South Bank, heading for the north with their blue shirts, white shorts and socks. Wolves have it, and Larson lays it off to Sarabia, gives it back to the giant striker, works it out to Semedo, keeps it in play on this near side into the edge of the area. Lovely flick by Larson, trying to get Joao Gomez into the game at the edge of the D, but Everton had enough players back to tidy up, and that was neatly done by Totti Gomez, who dropped his shoulder to kick the ball away from Beto. Was chatting with a commentary colleague in the press box here at half time, Dean Ashton, talking about Agbadou and Totti, and he says they take risks. And I'm just thinking, this day and age, what central defender in the Premier League doesn't take risks?
No, good point. They've been excellent defensively this evening so far, especially against Beto's threat in behind.
Joao Gomez swirls the ball into the box on this near side, the right for Wolves, but it's comfortably cleared on the half volley by Branthwaite. I wonder how tempted David Moyes was to make changes at half time. It must be that this change has been forced on Vitor Pereira to bring on Sarabia for the man who scored his first goal in old gold and black.
He'll want more, David Moyes, that's for sure. Already out trying to get some energy in the side. He won't be particularly happy with that first half performance, albeit going in level. His team were not really near their best, and especially with having a bit more freedom, they should be showing that in their performances.
Here is Agbadou just by the centre circle, plays an early pass, firing it down the Wolves right, looking for Semedo, but it's comfortably intercepted by Mykolenko. And now O'Brien slides it down the right hand side for Lindstrom, keeping the ball tight to that far touchline. Does well actually, keeps it in play. Good ball in field from Idrissa Gueye to find Doucouré in the centre of the Wolves half. Garner just to his left picks it up now, slides it out to Harrison, left hand side, level with the 18-yard box, hits it against Semedo. Doherty trying to prevent the corner, but it's long since gone over the dead ball line. It is an early corner kick in this second half to Everton. Wolves 1, Everton 1, 2 gone after the restart.
Better though, wasn't it, from Idrissa Gueye? First time ball round the corner in towards Doucouré, who was free and able to turn and set that attack on its way. Need to see more of that from that Everton midfield.
James Garner has the ball spotted. Harrison's come up to the edge of the penalty area to offer him a short corner option down the dead ball line, but Garner's played it to the far post, comfortably headed away by Totti. And Wolves trying to clear on the counter-attack. Bayergaard will have it, but Everton have been awarded a free kick because Lindstrom was fouled by Sarabia, who was scrapping for a 50-50 ball on that far side of the field, and now Everton have got another chance to put the ball into the Wolves penalty area. 1-1.
Yeah, very much just a scrap between the two, just holding on to Lindstrom's thigh as he was falling. Sarabia, I think that's what the referee, Stuart Atwell, was just saying to him as to why he gave the free kick. But these set play situations, David Moyes will want some real threat from them.
So Garner and Harrison are having a little conflab over which player takes the free kick. Out on the Everton right-hand side, midway point of the Wolves half, and probably about 6 or 7 yards in from that far touchline in front of the Everton fans in the Steve Bull stand opposite us. It's left for Harrison to hit it left-footed, deep to the far post. Branthwaite knocks it down to the penalty spot, driven goalwards by Decore. Wolves get bodies in the way, and Everton have to go and retrieve outside the penalty area. Back it goes to halfway, and Mikalenko, and further back to Pickford, stood in the centre of his own half. And Branthwaite, much as Munetsi did a couple of times in the first half, pulled away to that far stick there, Dean Ashton, and created an opportunity for Everton.
Well, he did really well just to nod it down, didn't he, towards Decore, who did so well to just be patient, to let the ball drop, to make sure that he got over the top of it as he volleyed towards goal, which was blocked well, but so easy there to rush it and get underneath it.
5 minutes gone in the second half. Wolves 1, Everton 1 on Talk Sport. Semedo infield for Sarabia. Doherty out on the right hand side, pushing forward from centre half. Sarabia tries a little reverse ball into the box, and Larson backheels it for João Gomez, goes towards goal. It's blocked on its way to goal by Branthwaite, celebrated by Pickford like Everton had just scored, but Wolves have it back by the centre circle with Andre. Rides the challenge of Gay. Good ball, firm pass out to the right wing for Sarabia. Plays a little 1-2 at the edge of the area with João Gomez, and there was a foul as Sarabia got the ball back. It was lovely interplay between the two, and it ends up with Wolves getting a free kick, and it's a goal-bound opportunity here, Dean Ashton. 25 yards out, quite a way to the right of centre, but somebody like Pablo Sarabia would love to smack at this with his left foot.
Yeah, he would. Aït-Nouri as well has gone over to there, but he's been nice and bright since coming on. Sarabia, lovely little outside of the left foot in towards João Gomez, who I think is a terrific player. The Brazilian midfielder, he just flicked it round the corner towards Sarabia and actually was fouled in that process.
So the vanishing spray has gone down a couple of yards inside the Everton penalty area. Just a 3-man wall that Jordan Pickford wants as he stands in the middle of his goal. Aït-Nouri's moved away, so it is Pablo Sarabia and Sarabia alone who's standing over this. The rest of the Everton back line are about 15 yards from goal. Is Sarabia going to go for goal? There's Pickford standing to the right. The near post is exposed, and that's what the Wolves are protecting, but will Sarabia go for that? Referee blows his whistle early in the second half. Sarabia with his free kick goes for that and hits the side netting. He went for that exposed near post, went over the top of the wall. Pickford was dashing across to his left, but the ball skimmed the side netting and behind for a goal kick. 1-1.
Well, he's not getting it, that's for sure, Pickford, because Sarabia does so well to disguise it. It was a really slow, deliberate run up towards the ball, as if he was going to clip it in towards teammates running in. He didn't. He then at the last second took a quick step and whipped it towards that near post, and he's so close, just grazing the outside of the netting.
Stays 1-1. Everton win the ball back high up the field. Gay went down and he's won a free kick, and Everton want to take it quickly. Oh, and now Andre's just stood right in front of the referee and berating him. He's talked himself into a yellow card, but I actually think what Andre was doing there was stopping Everton taking that free kick quickly, because that's what they wanted to do. But Andre just stood in front of the referee, almost got nose to nose with him. Very easy yellow card for Stuart Atwell to administer to the Wolves number 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's so aggressive in the way that he stood in front of the referee. I don't know what he's thinking.
well, is he trying to stop that free kick being taken quickly, or am I too cynical?
No, I think there's part of that, but still, then his reaction towards the referee is not what we want to see.
Well, Wolves players and discipline is something that we were speaking about last weekend with Matthias Cunha, who's watching on from the executive boxes this evening, and maybe doing so for a few more matches than the 3 he was originally banned for. I'm not sure whether Wolves have responded to that ban. Free kick from Everton, sent into the area, and Jose Sarr makes a comfortable catch. Didn't actually call his centre-halves to say, I've got this, because he nearly collided with Totti Gomez, who he rolls the ball out to now, just outside his own penalty area. 9 minutes gone in the second half on Game Day exclusive on TalkSport. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Everton 1. A scoreline that, as things stand, will put Wolves 6 points clear of the bottom 3. But they played 2 of the bottom 3 in the next few weeks, both away from home, at Southampton next weekend and at Ipswich not long after that. Those are the games that I think Wolves would be desperate to have somebody like Cunha available for, but it may well not be. Here's Andre trying to slide it through to Strand Larsen. Just overhit from Andre. I feel a bit for Jurgen Strand Larsen, because he's a target man, Dean Ashton, like you were, and you used to feed off crosses coming in from right and left, and that's not something that Wolverhampton Wanderers really do.
No, but he's got to work harder to be a threat in behind then, if you've got those players that can play a pass down the side. Got to try and adapt to the players that are around you. Look, it's not easy up there on your own, of course not, and I don't really envy him, but got to try and utilise the attributes of your teammates.
Doucouré making a lovely run down the right hand side for Everton. He's been found by a crossfield ball. Now Lindstrom down the right hand side of the box, gives it back to Doucouré, does he? Slides it through to Garner at the edge of the D, trying to make room for a shot. Gives it back to Idrissa Gueye, drills it out to Harrison, left hand corner of the penalty area, gets it onto his right foot, gives it back to Idrissa Gueye, going to go for goal, and it's over the top from 25 yards out. Got underneath it, Idrissa Gueye. And the panic is over for the Wolves back line, because suddenly Everton got him behind, but it ends up being a goal kick for the hosts. 10 gone in the second half, 1-1.
But again, that attack started because of Idrissa Gueye's pass out towards the far side. Nice and crisp the way he got that out towards Harrison, and then eventually when he jinked inside and played it towards Idrissa Gueye, he struck towards goal. It was poor, never really threatening. He's got a great look as well, Idrissa Gueye, hasn't he? That,
yeah,
the full white athletic tights.
He's just been fouled as well, or rather he committed a foul, so Wolves will have a free kick. We're sat in the Billy Wright stand. There's a statue of the great man outside this stand. Such a great servant to Wolverhampton Wanderers and his country, and he was one of the early football pundits as well, Billy Wright. Used to watch him on Midlands television when I was growing up as a boy. Looking across to my left into the director's box, the unmistakable figure of Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin lead singer, sat just to our left. He doesn't sing along with Whole Lot of Love when they play it just before kick-off, but he does clap along to Hi Ho Silver Lining by Jeff Beck. So, quite humble. Ball's back with Matt Doherty. Inside his own half for Wolves. Plays the ball along the deck to Sarabia, who can have a run maybe at Mikalenko. Instead, clips it in field to João Gomes. Now Semedo, right hand side. Larsen's waiting for a cross. Sarabia and João Gomes once again trying to combine on the inside right channel. João Gomes had a little challenge from behind from Idrissa Gueye, and he just wrapped his shins around the ball, collapsed to the turf, and waited for Stuart Atwell to give the free kick, which he did. 1-1.
And it was a free kick. It was just a tiny bit of skill from João Gomes. He just rolled his foot on the ball away from Idrissa Gueye, who then clattered into his Achilles.
Carlos Alcaraz going to be on shortly for Everton. Already stripped and ready with his number 24 shirt clear to me, down to the left hand side. So free kick to Wolves. Again, right of centre, not quite as close in as the one that Sarabia tried to catch Jordan Pickford out with a couple of moments ago. This time the Everton wall is a two-man wall, pretty much on the 18-yard line. Again, Sarabia the only man standing over the set piece for Wolves. Away to our right at the South Bank end, 1-1 with 13 minutes of the second half gone. Sarabia raises his right arm, clips it down the right hand side of the box for Bjerregaard. Was he being held there by Lindstrom, trying to wrestle himself clear, but by the time he was anywhere near getting hold of the ball, it had gone over the dead ball line. Goal kick, 1-1.
Yeah, they read it quite well, Everton, actually, because there wasn't a lot of options in the area. I actually felt Sarabia maybe could have done the same as he did before, as if he was going to take something clever and whip it towards that near post. Pickford again giving a lot of space for that near post area.
It's going to be a double change for Everton. Tim Irogbenam's going to be on as well. But at 1-1, Everton trying to come forward and get Harrison into the game, but Doherty toe ends the ball out to the right hand side and kept in play really well on the half volley by Nelson Semedo. Idrissa Gueye wins the ball back for Everton. Out to Harrison on this near side of the left, scurrying down the left flank. Puts a cross in. Sarr should claim that at the far post and does, backpedaling. Does well. 1-1.
Yeah, not good enough really, that from Harrison. Again, not under a massive amount of pressure. Got bodies in the area, looking to attack it. Got to keep that away from the goalkeeper.
So it's bowled out underarm by Jose Sarr to Doherty. Gives it back to the Portuguese. And now Totti, left hand corner of his own penalty area. Doucouré and Beto just kind of lying in wait, waiting to press onto the goalkeeper. And Sarr fires it right footed downfield. So those two Everton players still waiting to be introduced into the fray. Bjerregaard, who set up the equaliser, drifting down the left hand side, just checks in field, rolls it into the path of Sarabia, 30 yards from goal, rolls his foot on the ball. Can he find a teammate? Well, he does find Andre with a ricochet pass. Doherty just in front of the centre circle, into the feet of Bjerregaard once more. Little dummy from Sarabia allows João Gomez to pick it up. Sarabia, lovely floaty pass down the right. Can Semedo keep it in at the dead ball line? He can. Fired it in looking for Bjerregaard, but Branthwaite got it clear for Everton. But the ball stays in play. Wolves fans getting behind their players once more. 1-1 on the hour. Here is Totti in the centre circle. Andre takes over, looking for an option. He can go right or left here. Goes to his immediate right and Doherty. Now Sarabia on this near touchline. Hits it against Harrison. Throw into Wolves. And the change is going to be made. Now is it? No. David Moyes, I think he was ready to do it, and Wolves has took the throw in too quickly for him. So Alcaraz and Irogbenam still wait. Totti finds Bjerregaard. Out to Ait Nouri on the left hand side for Wolves, cuts in field, then lays it back to Totti. You're listening to Wolves 1, Everton 1 on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can stream the biggest Premier League games available with no contract on Now, like Tottenham against Bournemouth and Manchester United against Arsenal live tomorrow. Just search Now Sports. Dean Ashton alongside me tonight.
Well, it is just interesting watching Everton defensively. They're no different to how they were set up really under Sean Dyche. You know, really deep in their own half, really compact.
As Doucouré gives chase down the left hand side, he's one of the players that's coming off actually, along with Lindstrom, to allow Messrs Alcaraz and Irogbenam to come on for Everton. Lovely ball up to halfway, finding Jurgen Strand Larsen rides the challenge, but then having got away from Ghana, Idrissa Gueye got back at him, and then Tarkowski goes down, having a bit of a set to with Jurgen Strand Larsen there, and a yellow card for Larsen for his part in that. And in amongst all that, the substitutions are now being made.
Yeah, he's had a very frustrating evening, Strand Larsen. He's been pretty poor, to be honest. He's not been able to get into the game, and that was just pure frustration, hooking his foot around Tarkowski as he tried to drive out of defence.
So Irogbenam and Alcaraz can head onto the field. Well, Alcaraz is already out there, and it's only now that Lindstrom is jogging towards the near touchline. Don't forget Fight Night coming up at 10 o'clock here on TalkSport with Adam Catterall and Gareth A. Davis. Plenty going on in the world of boxing. Turki Al-Sheikh shaking things up more and more, trying to unify all the governing bodies of boxing. Good luck with that. Mind you, he's done a lot for the game already. Might be able to achieve that. And don't forget to recap everything that's gone on today. The weekend sports breakfast from 6 in the morning with Natalie Sawyer and Tony Cascarino. And then you get behind the headlines from 9 with Henry Winter and Sean Custis on the Sunday edition. Back here at Molineux, we played 63 minutes on TalkSport. Wolves 1, Everton 1. Everton losing possession on the far side of the field. It breaks infield for Totti Gomez, just waited for the ball to properly get under his spell. Ait Nouri having his shirt pulled by Idrissa Gueye. He gets away down the left-hand side, still making tracks down the left-hand side, and eventually the referee, when the ball goes out of play for what would have been a Wolves throw, pulls it back 10 yards for a free kick. But no yellow card, it would seem, for the persistent fouling from the Everton number 27. And I think that's what Matt Doherty has gone up to the referee to ask about, but he's getting no change out of Stuart Atwell.
Well, they just feel like it's exactly the same as Strand Larsen's challenge, and that's what frustrates players, because they want that consistency.
That's well won back by Rovenham, just chopping the ball away from João Gomez, but João Gomez gets it back on halfway. And now Garner has a little nibble at him, and again it's just a free kick. That's going to wind the locals up a little bit more. 2 yellow cards have been administered to Wolves players, remember. Larsen's just got one, and Andre got one as well earlier in the half. Just over 25 minutes to go. Wolves 1, Everton 1. Semedo trying to get away down the right hand side, just couldn't take the ball away from Mikalenko, but he's now won it back off Alcaraz, getting down to the byline. Won a corner off Mikalenko. Good industrious work from Nelson Semedo down the Wolves right. They had that corner kick at the South Bank. 1-1.
Yeah, 2 good players in Semedo and Ait Nouri as their wing backs, willing to get forwards, good energy, can go past a player, both of them.
Sarabia with the corner. Once again, most of the Wolves players are stationed beyond the far post as we look. Ait Nouri at the edge of the area, so too Beargard. Be a left-footed in-swinger from Sarabia. And this won't be going near post. Indeed, very, very deep to the far post. Up went Agbadou, hooked back up in the air by João Gomez, lands at the edge of the area, headed away for Everton by Mikalenko, gets it back, tries to cushion a volley downfield. Beto did superbly to keep it in play, but the flick to keep it back in field just gave the ball straight back to the hosts.
Well, it's only Wolves really that are probing, isn't it? Again, a little bit like the first half, there's the ideas there, but not being enough of a threat in Everton's penalty area, and Everton, have been reasonably poor, to be honest.
Ball played up to Garner, out to the right hand side looking for Harrison. He's dispossessed, but then won back by the Everton goal scorer tonight. Little back heel trying to get Alcaraz into the game. Garner picks it up on the right hand side for the visitors, works it back to O'Brien. So Irovenham's gone alongside Idrissa Gueye, and Alcaraz playing on the left of the 3 behind Beto to allow Harrison to switch to the right hand side, but ostensibly not really a change of basic shape for Everton, Dean Ashton.
Not really. James Garner in particular has gone the closest man to Beto, where Doucouré was playing.
Now Harrison trying to get away on the right hand side, in behind Ait Nouri, gets to the dead ball line, pulls it back, but it deflected off Ait Nouri's outstretched leg, and Wolves got it half clear, but it's back with Everton, driven into the area by Garner, half volley cleared by Agbadou, and now Idrissa Gueye steps in, fires it into the box along the deck, looking for a run of Beto, but it was just ahead of his striker, and Wolves have it back. And you just hear the atmosphere again, a little bit of irritation, a little bit of worry amongst the locals that Wolves do not want to let the impetus that they've had in this second half slip. They're level at 1 apiece.
Well, and also they've seen that their team have been mainly in control, and Everton haven't posed much of a threat, so they want to see their team start to build momentum in the game.
Alcaraz, meantime, for Everton, finds Garner, slid down the left-hand side for Mikalenko, level with the 18-yard line, down this left-hand side, gives it back to Garner, clips the ball into the box, but it bounces once and comfortably through to Jose Sarr. Beto hadn't made the run across the line because he wasn't expecting the ball to go where it went, I assume.
No, and I think he's getting a little bit bored as well. I mean, he's hardly had anything, has he? Really, not much support either. He's been very isolated.
There speaks the voice of experience.
Agbadou and Totti Gomez have covered his positioning reasonably well. I mean, he's only had one touch in the opposition box, which is nowhere near enough.
Well, Hwang is going to be coming on for Larson shortly for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Just getting some last instructions down beneath us. Meanwhile, play goes on. Just over 20 minutes to go. 1-1 on Talk Sport in this Premier League exclusive commentary from Molineux. Wolves trying to pull further clear of the bottom three, and as things stand, the gap will increase to 6 points with this point that they're getting here, but they want more, and they're coming forward with Matt Doherty out to the right wing and Nelson Semedo being held up by Mykolenko. Sarabia will now play neatly back into the centre circle onto the chest of Totti Gomez. Beargard turns and moves into the Everton half. Nouri calling for it out on the left-hand side and gets it now, but Harrison straight on him. Lovely flick down the left-hand side from Nouri to find Beargard once again. And now the Wolves number 3 has it once more. It just slows the game down for a moment. Andre finds Agbadou just by the centre circle. Ball along the deck up to Larson, edge of the area. Tries to tuck it down the left-hand side of the box for Beargard. Keeps his footing well as he kept hold of the ball. Went down, no penalty, quickly waved away by Stuart Atwell. As the South Bank raise their voices. Totti Gomez in field for Andre. Neat ball. Now Joao Gomez driving up to the edge of the area. Beargard runs into trouble. Everton win the ball back. Harrison has only got Beto ahead of him. Runs out to the right-hand side. 3 Wolves players round him, and they take it off his toe, and Wolves have it again. Nouri down the left-hand side. 3 waiting for a cross. Finds Beargard just inside the area. Gives it back to Nouri. Still Larson waiting for a cross that doesn't come. And Wolves go back again towards the halfway line. 1-1.
Well, Beargard's looking at the referee, Stuart Atwell, to say, well, hang on. When I released that pass towards Nouri, I got clattered. We're going to look at it. The first one definitely wasn't a penalty. He was right, the referee.
Graham Scott's in the VAR hub tonight. He may or may not take a look. There's nothing on our screens to indicate they're looking at it just yet. 1-1. 20 minutes to go. On TalkSport, there's a winner to be had here, and Wolves fans getting behind their team, as you can hear all around us here at this famous old stadium. Sarabia up against Mykolenko, down the Wolves right, sends it further down the right wing for Doherty, trying to cut inside Jared Branthwaite. Rolls it back to Sarabia by the right-hand corner of the area. Good cross, headed away well though by Tarkowski, and flicked further clear by Garner. But Agbadou and Totti Gomez tidy up. Hwang's been waiting patiently for about 5 minutes to come on. Meanwhile, the ball slid down the right-hand side of the box for Larson. Cross the face and got blocked away by Pickford. Good save. Angle was tight, but he had to make the save all the same. Beargard floats it across to the far post. Sarabia goes up, comes off the top of his head. Semedo for Wolves, lofts it to the far post. Pickford punches, he could have caught it. Picked up by Nouri left-hand side. Tries to turn away from his man. Brilliant turn, Nouri into the area, runs into trouble, almost wins it back. Can he find a teammate? Oh, he's trod on the ball at the most vital moment, and Everton get it clear. Garner finds Alcaraz. Alcaraz rides the challenge, and now it's Agbadou who's the only defender back as Alcaraz slides it through to Beto. Great save, Jose Sarr, as Beto tried to put it across. Jose Sarr to the bottom corner. Magnificent stop to keep it at 1-1.
Brilliant goalkeeping, wasn't it? Read what Beto was going to do. He just opened his body up. Beto, firm side foot towards that far corner. Jose Sarr read it down to his left, big left hand to stop that. But Alcaraz was excellent on that break to get away from 2 and feed his centre forward.
Sarabia on halfway. Wolves 1, Everton 1. 18 minutes to go. But a terrific passage of play just there with chances at both ends.
Yeah, it was a good save from Pickford. Van Larsen struck it really well and low. Pickford saved with his knees.
As Doherty finds Larson trying to turn it down the right-hand side of the box for Semedo once again. He's so quick, he got there ahead of O'Brien and wins the throw. And again, the Wolves faithful give their team the lift that they feel they need. It's currently Wolves 1, Everton 1. For the latest odds, head to Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get a Wolves win, if you fancy that, at 16 to 5. Everton also priced at 16 to 5 for the win. The draw, 6 to 4 on. That's all thanks to Betfair, who are paying out winning bets at 90 minutes with 90-minute guarantee. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. GambleAware.org. You probably heard the announcement on the PA system behind me that Hwang is on. The South Korean, who's made over 100 appearances since joining from Leipzig 4 years ago now. Scored against Manchester United this season. So he's on for Larson. As Doherty looks for him early in the area, takes it on his chest, Hwang, and that forces Branthwaite to just toe end it behind for another Wolves corner at the South Bank end. 1-1.
Yeah, I like that sort of ball from Doherty. Just over the top of Branthwaite. Lovely chested control from Hwang, but then Branthwaite just whacked it off his chest almost before he could swivel and volley.
Real belief in the South Bank that Wolves can get this goal and get further clear of trouble at the bottom. In comes the corner from Sarabia into the near post. Beto's there at the near post defending. Kept in play, and a corner is prevented by Mikalenko. Alcaraz giving chase down this near side, but Ait Nouri comes across and slides it out of play for what will only be an Everton throw and not another Everton counter-attack, the last of which nearly led to Beto putting Everton 2-1 up here.
Well, I talked about the lack of play that Beto has had, and he did so well just to manipulate his body into a position to try and side foot that, because he did not want to go with his left foot, Beto. He did everything to put it onto his right.
Branthwaite under pressure from both Hwang and Sarabia. Clears up to halfway. Joao Gomez scrapping for possession with Irogbinam. One back by Wolves. They're trying to win all the second balls now, aren't they, Wolves? They're snapping into the challenges with a bit more ferocity. Sarabia looking for Hwang. Booted away by Branthwaite. Now we're getting to that stage of the game, Dean Ashton. Quarter of an hour to go. There's that old adage, if you can't win it, don't lose it. At what point do Wolves find that a point is good enough? Or do they keep striving for the three?
I think that's always difficult when you've had experiences throughout the season where you've not been able to see the games out and get the points that you maybe feel like you deserve. And a point wouldn't be a disaster, clearly, with Ipswich losing today, but 3 points would just be such a boost.
Leicester go to Chelsea tomorrow, the other team in Stuck at the bottom of the table. Adrian Durham with the Sunday session tomorrow on TalkSport. There's 3 Premier League games, including Manchester United Arsenal. And there's also on TalkSport 2 at noon tomorrow, Portsmouth against Leeds in the Championship. Leeds still top, but only on goal difference from Sheffield United, who beat former manager Paul Heckingbottom with Preston today by 1-0 at Bramall Lane. Everton have won a throw down by the corner flag on a rare part of this second half where they've got bodies forward, more than just the counter-attack they had a couple of moments ago. And Garner fancies a long throw here, drying the ball on his royal blue jersey. Branthwaite and Tarkowski going to the area to try and win the flick on at the near post. In comes the throw from this near side from Garner. Tarkowski heads it up in the air, tries to win a second header, brought down by Idrissa Gueye, nods it into the box. An awkward header from Agbadou, and Doherty has to head it behind for a corner. Sarr wasn't going to gamble coming out from his goal line to claim that, so Everton have won a corner, 1-1.
Yeah, he just wasn't quite sure of his bearings there, was he, Agbadou? His surroundings, and just sort of headed it backwards rather than up and away. Maybe didn't get the call from his goalkeeper.
TalkSport game day exclusive. 13 minutes to play at Molineux, 1 apiece. Everton have a corner to be taken by Garner on this near side to us at the North Bank end, where it meets the Billy Wright. Right-footed in, swinger clipped in to the far post. The heads go up and it's volleyed away on 6 yards by Andre. No nonsense clearance that. Ball bounces awkwardly for Mikalenko, but he does bring it down on halfway, and knowing that Sarabia was breathing down his neck, fired it back to his goalkeeper Pickford. Diagonal ball from Pickford up to Harrison on halfway. Neatly cushions it infield for Irogbinam. Now Garner into Harrison once more. Can't turn away from Doherty. Stood up well, Matt Doherty, and won the challenge. Not once but twice, and he was caught by Irobotham there. And Wolves have a free kick. Irobotham backs away, and the referee is going to produce a yellow card, and you get the ironic cheers from the Wolves fans as an Everton player is cautioned with 78 minutes gone.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he waits so long to produce that yellow card. It was clearly obvious. He's gone through Doherty before getting the ball on the back of his calf.
But a yellow card it is for the Everton substitute. 11 and a half minutes of normal time remaining. One apiece. Everton 7 unbeaten in the Premier League. David Moyes' only defeat since that first game he had in charge when they lost at home to Villa was the cup defeat again at Goodison to Bournemouth, who then took care of Wolves in the last round. And now Bournemouth have a home tie against Manchester City in the quarter-finals, and we'll be all over that come that weekend across the TalkSport network with our commentaries, and plenty to come this week with games in the Premier League, the Championship, the Champions League, the Europa League. Just get the TalkSport app downloaded, it's all covered. More on that in a moment, but here's Alcaraz for Everton. Ball goes out for a throw. Monday, West Ham Newcastle on TalkSport, 8 o'clock. Adrian, Sam Matterface, Danny Murphy your team, and then round the grounds on Tuesday on TalkSport with Adrian and Mickey Gray. I'll be at Bramall Lane, Sheffield United against Bristol City. That'll be a great game because Bristol City just outside the playoffs. Can this be the season where the Robins get involved in the post-season jamboree? And then on Wednesday, Aston Villa holding that 3-1 advantage against Club Brugge in the Champions League. That's on TalkSport. And Leeds United against Millwall is on TalkSport 2 at the same time. Everton coming forward, looking for Jake O'Brien to get in behind Totti Gomez, but Totti puts himself between man and ball. Good defending again from the Wolves number 24. Andre looks to find Joao Gomez, and Ait Nouri pushes the Everton player down to the depth. And we're into the last 10 minutes, Dean Ashton. 1-1 here.
Yeah, and there's just been that momentum shift, I think, actually, from the substitutions from David Moyes. I think Alcaraz has looked good since coming on, and Everton grown back into the game. You just wonder whether Wolves have got another push in them towards the end of the game, or, like you said, that fear factor of possibly losing the game is there.
You're listening to Wolves 1, Everton 1 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Tarkowski with a free kick for Everton on halfway. Up to the edge of the area. Beto loses out in the header against Matt Doherty. And Gonzalo Guedes is going to be coming on for Beargard in a moment for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Been waiting for him to come back for quite some time in the old gold and black. But the ball's back with Jordan Pickford at the moment.
Yeah, I think, again, Vitor Pereira just recognising that something's just been lost since Everton's changes. And here's Wangno
down the right hand side of the area, no support at the moment, so he's got to hold the ball up. There was nobody in the area waiting for a cross, so he's rolled it back to Sarabia, level with the edge of the 18-yard line. Wolves have it on the right hand side. Sarabia trying to slip it down the right hand side for Beargard. Everton won it back, and then there was a foul on Irobotham, and now the change can be made. And Gonzalo Guedes, back from a loan at Villarreal last season. Very inventive player. Scored 5 goals since coming back. And the man who set up Wolves' equaliser, Jean-Luc Beargard, is making way. Dean Ashton.
Yeah, he's had a good game. I thought he was positive in that first half. He's maybe dropped off of action in the second. Guedes back in the Wolves team.
He's been here since 2022 when he joined from Valencia, but he's had 2 loads at Benfica and 1 at Villarreal. He's just not had that continuity of performances here at Molineux.
No, but I'm sure he's been sat on the bench all evening thinking, I hope I get my chance, and if so, to score the winner.
Well, he is on for these last 8 minutes plus added time at Molineux. 1-1 on TalkSport, game day exclusive. Everton coming forward with Idrissa Gueye. Finds Garner, left-hand corner of the box. Good ball punched away two-fisted by Jose Sarr, and Guedes getting involved for the first time down the left-hand side. Oh, he's giving it away to Beto, lays it off to Alcaraz, slides it down the right-hand side of the area for O'Brien, trying to play it across the face of goal, it's blocked, comes back to Alcaraz, lovely dummy on his left, shot straight at Jose Sarr, who pats it down, and the danger passes for Wolves, and Guedes, just on as a substitute, almost played Wolves into terrible trouble.
Well, he was just a fraction slow, and then he was very weak because he was just pushed aside by O'Brien, and then all of a sudden they were down the right hand side, O'Brien trying to cross in towards Beto, and then when it ricocheted to Alcaraz, he did really well just to manufacture the space but strike straight at Sarr.
Here is Guedes, and it's a change that says to me that they're not thinking necessarily just what we have we hold. Wolves is another attacking intent player out there on the pitch. It's not that they've taken Beauregard off and brought a centre half on.
No. I mean, he'll know what it would mean to get a winner in this game for his team and the mentality.
Doherty for Wolves finds Semedo level with the edge of the Everton penalty area, right hand side, plays a 1-2 with Hwang, but the return pass from the South Korean is just over here. Lovely idea, because Semedo was in behind Mikolenko, but the ball once more was over the dead ball line before he could wrap his foot round it. Everton goal kick, time ticking away at Molineux on TalkSport, 6 minutes of normal time to go, and Everton in no rush to take this goal kick, and that's why you can hear a few whistles and boos around us here as the ball's taken short by Tarkowski to Jordan Pickford.
I also think that substitution sends a good message to your supporters to sort of say we're not just happy with a point.
Now Alcaraz breaking down the left hand side, but the offside flag goes up against him. The Wolves have a free kick, and Alcaraz just picked the ball up. Oh no, he's just had a little poke at Joao Gomez there. It's been naughty from Carlos Alcaraz, and he gets a yellow card for it, and I'm not surprised. He was holding onto the ball to stop Wolves getting hold of it to take the free kick, and then he just seemed to, it wasn't a slap or a lash out like Cunha did last week against Milos Kerkez, but it was not big and not clever. Yellow card.
No, it's contagious, isn't it?
It is. So Alcaraz finds himself in the book. And Wolves have taken the free kick already. It's up to halfway, and Joao Gomez 1-1. Closing stages on TalkSport. Can we find a winner? Have Wolves got it in them to pull 8 points clear of the drop zone, or will it end up being 6 points? Andre again is fouled. Ball was rolling as he tried to take it, as he was being nibbled at by Robinham inside the centre circle, and he will take it short now to Joao Gomez. 5 minutes to go, just inside the Everton half with Joao Gomez. To his left is Totti Gomez. Andre lays it back to Agbadou inside the centre circle. Andre's come short for a pass now. Semedo and Sarabia down the right. Sarabia's the target. Floated pass out to him on this near side. Plays the ball infield looking for Hwang. Only half cleared by Everton. Andre finds Doherty, who shovels it straight back out to Sarabia on the right hand side. Semedo running down the right hand side of the box, but it was comfortably defended by Robinham. But the clearance for Everton comes straight back at them. Andre up to Hwang, tries to backheel it into his own path, loses out, but then it's given away by Everton, and Robinham a bit wasteful with a pass. Sarabia again, right hand side for Wolverhampton Wanderers, clips it infield to Andre near the centre of the half. Semedo plays it back out to Sarabia, gets his head up, drills a deep ball to the far post looking for Guedes, headed away by O'Brien, cushioned down on the instep of Harrison, and now Beto giving chase, but Totti got something on it on halfway. Just for a split second there, Dean Axton, I thought Beto was going to get there first and try and get away.
Well, he's such a willing runner, isn't he? Every time that ball's been played over the top, and it's not even really been to him in particular, he just gets his head down and works and runs and puts the defenders under pressure, and almost got something there.
3 minutes to go. Wolves still forward thinking here. They want the win. Can they get it? David Moyes in conversation with his coaching staff. Vitor Pereira looks on as Wolves have it on halfway with Doherty. floating it up, looking for Guedes. It'll drop for Hwang, 30 yards out. Irogbenim got back at him and sees back possession. Andre puts his foot in the centre of the half to keep it away from Alcaraz. And now Joao Gomez plays a 1-2 to the left-hand side of the area with Ait Nouri, works it back infield to Guedes. Guedes, a little chip into the area, headed away by Mikalenko, further cleared by Ghana. And then Irogbenim drifting out to this near side with two Wolves players around him. Does really well to keep it in play, but runs into trouble. Doherty wins it back. Sarabia darting down this right-hand side. Brought down by Ghana, was he? No, says the referee. And Everton work the ball up to Beto on halfway. Oh, poor pass. Intended for Ghana, but passed straight out of play. And Vitor Pereira now with his eyes firmly fixed on Stuart Atwell as to why a free kick wasn't given a moment or so ago.
No, because Sarabia's shirt was pulled and it was pretty obvious to everybody. Ghana just dragged Sarabia back.
Lovely ball, Sarabia, right-hand corner of the area, gets it on his left and tries to curl it goals, but didn't wrap his foot round it enough. We were right behind that in our commentary position. As soon as he's left his boot, you just knew it wasn't curling anywhere near enough to trouble the postage stamp in Jordan Pickford's net. 1-1.
No, but they defend their penalty area so well, Everton. Even then, when Sarabia finds a little bit of space, across comes Tarkowski and forces him into having to go for that curler for the far post, and just got it slightly wrong.
Wolves 1, Everton 1. We're into the last minute of normal time. Once that's gone, there's going to be a minimum of 3 minutes additional time at Molineux. Oh, Everton have won it back deep inside the Wolves half. Alcaraz to the edge of the area, tries to drive, and it's blocked behind by Totti Gomez for a late Everton corner at 1-1.
Yeah, just looking a little bit fatigued, aren't they, the two midfielders, Joao Gomez and Andre.
Well, Andre's going to come off in a minute, I think. Tommy Doyle's going to replace him here, Dean, but Ashley Young's going to come on as well for Everton after David Moyes had a long chat with his trusty assistant Alan Irving and Leighton Baines, who's part of the Everton coaching staff these days, let's not forget. But Harrison's got a corner kick for Everton at 1-1 as we head towards additional time. Really deep drifting corner. Branthwaite heads it up in the air. Where's that going to land? Oh, it's Sarr. Well, he touched it away from the crossbar, but the whistle had already gone for a foul on a Wolves player. So we're into that minimum 3 minutes of added time right now on TalkSport. A roar from around Molineux, a belief that Wolves can get the win. Totti Gomez on halfway for the hosts. Out to the left-hand side, fierce pass into Gonzalo Guedes. Brings it in field, drills it, looking for Semedo on the near side, but a headed clearance from Ghana. Only goes as far as Andre. Tucks it back to Agbadou on halfway. Now Joao Gomez out to Totti Gomez, flicked off Harrison. Ait Nouri lets the ball drift out of play, knowing it's going to be a Wolves throw. James Garner's going to come off to allow Ashley Young to come on, and Nelson Semedo is going to be replaced too in a minute. Santiago Bueno is getting ready. But here's the change for Everton first, and Garner has put a shift in a couple of different positions for Everton tonight, Dean Ashton, and it's Ashley Young, the veteran, who's coming on to replace him. Talk Sports, Ashley Young, I should say, at this point.
Yeah, just again, only a couple of minutes really to have an impact, if at all.
And here come the two changes for Wolves. So Semedo only just finding out that it's him coming off. Andre's already made his way off. Doyle coming off. And Semedo gives the armband to Matt Doherty for these last few minutes. So Bueno and Doyle on, Semedo and Andre off for Wolves. When we get play back underway, nearly 2 minutes of that minimum 3 will have elapsed, and Wolves have a throw on the far side of the field at 30 yards from the dead ball line to be taken by Ryan Ait Nouri. Looking for an option down that far side. Joao Gomez is close to Guedes there too. And he will look for Hwang, who's also joined him out there on that far side. Ait Nouri has to work it back to halfway, and Totti Gomez, who just keeps it away from Beto, who once again was closing down the space. Into the last minute of minimum stoppage time. There might be a bit more to play with those changes just made by both sides. 1-1. Wolves pushing for a winner. But it's back on halfway with Emmanuel Agbadou. Short pass for Tommy Doyle, who's just come onto the field of play. To his right now is Santiago Bueno. Oh, that's a poor slide pass. Trying to release Doherty down the right-hand side, but fresh into the game, Santiago Bueno. Too much club on that. To goal kick to Everton, 1-1.
Yeah, they've not built any momentum at all, have they, Wolves? It's not for the lack of trying, you can see that, but they've not been able to get Hwang into the game since he's come on. Sarabi has been okay, but no momentum being built, and Everton showing again why they've got such a good defensive unit.
So the 3 minutes of minimum stoppage time are done. It's up to Stuart Atwell how much more is played at Molineux, with the score at 1-1. One last chance maybe for Wolves to get the ball forward. Into the Everton half it goes, headed clear by Branthwaite, and then a foul, and the referee blows for full time. Honours even at Molineux, and Wolverhampton Wanderers go 6 points clear of the Premier League's bottom three, two of whom they will play away from Molineux in subsequent weeks, and they had to come from behind to get the point that they've earned here tonight. Jack Harrison with his first Everton goal away from Goodison Park put Everton ahead in the first half, but Everton weren't ahead for long. A lovely slide rule pass from Jean-Ric Nabeagard found Marshall Manetzi inside the Everton area not long after. He slid it home. Wolves huffed and puffed in the second half, but ultimately not enough. But if you can't win it, don't lose it. And Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton have just seen Wolverhampton Wanderers inch a little further clear of that bottom three with the point they've earned here tonight. Everton 8 unbeaten in the league under David Moyes as their mini revival continues. Full time here in the West Midlands. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Everton 1.